What's going on social media? This is going to be your bi-weekly market update. I'm going to be looking at 4 single-family markets here in Miami-Dade County, but this time I'm actually going to reverse the order, and I'm going to begin with a county general update, and then I'm going to go ahead and get into the details of each of the areas. The areas that I look at are going to be Coral Gables. This is going to be north of US 1. I stay north of US 1 in order to kind of avoid the areas that it mixes with unincorporated Miami-Dade County. South of US 1 and Coconut Grove, it does throw off numbers. I'm looking at Coral Gables, the city of Coral Gables specifically. I'm also going to look at 33173. This is going to be Sunset, north and south of Sunset Drive. I'm going to be looking further out west in the areas of 33196, north and south of the Tamiami Executive Airport. And then I'm going to be looking further south in the areas of Richmond Heights, Palmetto Estates, and West Perrine. So beginning in the county more broadly, in the last 14 days, we have had 338 closed transactions for single-family homes. Out of these 338, 87 of them were closed in cash. That's a concentration of 26 cash closings. The dollar volume that makes up for single-family homes in total for Miami-Dade County was $337, almost $338 million in the last 14 days that have closed. And the amount that represents in cash is over $150 million in cash. This is significant because on our update just 2 weeks ago, the cash concentration, not cash closings as far as transactions, but the amount of overall cash that closed these transactions was just 36% of what actually closed in Miami-Dade County. And this update, it has gone up to 45%. Of the total. So that is representative of the amount of increases that we've had in the mortgage lending arena. There are currently, at the time of this recording, 3,983 active listings for single-family homes in Miami-Dade County. And this is going to be an increase from the last update just 2 weeks ago of 160. It's a net positive of 160. This number, 3,983 active listings, puts us right at about the same amount that we had in October of 2020. Where we had about 3,941 active listings at that time. We've currently received permanent authorizations to construct in the Miami MSA. This is going to include Miami-Dade County as well as Broward and Palm Beach County. For the month of September, there were 588 authorized permits to construct for 1 to 4 unit properties. So it's going to be single family homes as well as duplex, triplex, and quads. And then for structures containing 5 or more units, there were permit authorizations for 37 structures reflecting 1,306 units in total. Looking at the finance industry, the primary mortgage market survey released every Thursday by Freddie Mac, and it was released this morning as well. And our last update, we had shown an increase up to 6.92, where that was at that time the current high. And then we saw last week it bumped up just a little bit, just 2 basis points to 6.94, and then it shot up quite a bit to 7.08 as of this morning's release, which is an increase of 14 basis points, a pretty big jump. Looking into the market specifically now, over in the area of Coral Gables, the city of Coral Gables, in the last 14 days, according to the MLS data, we have had 3 closed transactions, and only 1 of these was closed in cash. The highest price closing was for $2.35 million. It was a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom with 1 half bath that had 3,610 square feet. It was built in 1925. It did have a pool, but it was not on the water. And it was purchased with a cash offer after being on the market for just 134 days, or for 134 days. That's actually quite a long time in this market. For the full asking price. The lowest price closing in the last 14 days was for $1.8 million. It was a 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom property that was built in 1986 at 2,234 square feet. It did have a pool, but it was not on the water, and it sat on the market for 71 days before being purchased with a VA offer. Congratulations to that borrower, and thank you for your service. This was purchased above the asking price by $13,000. There are currently 111 active listings in Coral Gables. This is equal with our update just 2 weeks ago, 14 days ago. There's currently 29 pending or under contract listings in Coral Gables. This is an increase of 6 contracts that are actually pending or under contract at the moment. And then there were only 13 properties. This is an increase of 2 properties, or 2 listings rather, that have either been canceled, withdrawn, or that expired from the market. The current 111 active listings in Coral Gables, their median time on the market is just 58 days. This is a decrease of 17 days from our update 2 weeks ago. That is a significant drop-off, and certainly reflective that the inventory that we have in Coral Gables is a lot fresher than what it was just 2 weeks ago. Moving on to 33173, in the last 14 days, we've had 7 closed transactions. None of them were closed in cash. The highest price closing was for $1.55 million. This was a 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom property that was built in 1972. It had almost 3,900 square feet. It did have a pool, but it was not on the water. And it was purchased with a loan after being on the market for 69 days, below the asking price by $100,000. This property actually sat on an acre of land, and that reflects in the price that it was purchased for. The lowest price closing was for $475,000. It was a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom property that was built in 1959. This property had 1,279 square feet, and it was on the market for 5 days before closing with a financed offer below the asking price by $4,000. There's currently 41 active listings in 33173. This is an increase of 8 listings, and there are currently 26 that are either pending or under contract. This is a decrease of just 2 listings, so relatively flat. There were no contracts, there are no listings rather that were canceled, withdrawn, or that expired in the last 14 days. This is a decrease from the 5 that we had just 2 weeks ago. Of the 41 active listings, their median time on the market is 51 days, which is 6 days less than the reading 2 weeks ago. So also reflecting fresher quote unquote inventory, but not quite as fresh as Coral Gables. Moving on to 33196, there were 9 closed transactions in the last 14 days. 2 of these closings were in cash. The highest price closing was for $765,000. It was a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom property with 1 half bath, built in 1997. This property did have a pool, but it was not on the water. And after it was on the market for 9 days, it was purchased with a cash offer above the asking price by $25,000. The lowest price closing was for $438,000 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom property built in 1998. This property had 1,706 square feet. It did not have a pool and it was not on the water. And it was purchased with a financed offer after being on the market for 58 days below the asking price by $42,000. There's currently 78 active listings in 33196 north and south of Miami Executive Airport. This is an increase of 8 active listings from our update 2 weeks ago. And there's currently 21 listings that are either pending or that are under contract. This is a decrease of 9. There's currently a decrease of 6 listings that were either canceled, withdrawn, or that had expired in the last 14 days. 14 days ago, we had 16 listings that had canceled, withdrawn, or expired. And this now, 14 days later, we only had 10 within the last 14 days that were canceled, withdrawn, or that expired. But of the 78 listings that are currently active, their median time on the market has decreased by 10 days all the way down to 43 days on the market, also reflecting fresher inventory. Moving on to our last update area in the areas around Richmond Heights, Palmetto Estates, and West Prime. This will be north of Southwest 184th Street, all the way up to the Cutler Drain Canal, and then between the Turnpike and US 1. In the last 14 days, we've had 8 closed transactions. One of these was closed in cash. The highest price closing was for $600,000. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom property that was built in 1980. It did have a pool, but it was not on the water, and it was purchased with a financed offer after being on the market for just 8 days below the asking price by $50,000. The lowest price closing in this area in the last 14 days was $280,000 for a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom property built in 1958. There was no pool, it was not on the water, and it was purchased with cash after being on the market for 55 days below the asking price by $50,000. There's currently 59 active listings in the areas of Richmond Heights, Palmetto Estates, and West Prime. This is an increase of 4 active listings. And there's currently 41 listings that are either pending or that are under contract. In the last 14 days, only 1 listing has either canceled, withdrawn, or expired. And this is a decrease of 10 listings from what we had on our update 2 weeks ago. Of those 59 listings that are currently active, their median time on the market is down just 2 days to 51 days on the market. Also showing slightly fresher inventory in that market as well. So if this is helpful to you, please let me know by liking and sharing this content. My name is Marvin Mora. I am a broker associate down here in Miami, Florida. You guys stay safe, take care, bye-bye.